Hi everyone, this is Dan. Yesterday, the US and Israel launched multiple airstrikes across Iran, hitting military and government targets. Iran, in retaliation, launched missile attacks on Israel and on several US military bases in the Middle East. While we hope that the casualties among the civilians will be minimized, we also need to watch for our financial investments. I looked into how Middle East military conflicts in the last 3 years have affected the U.S. stock market and the prices of oil, gold, and silver, and came to some very interesting conclusions. If you care about your investments, you might want to watch this video. I want to caution you that historical outcomes do not determine what will happen in the next few days, but having a historical perspective is certainly better than flying blind or just wringing our hands worrying about what will happen to our investments in the next few days. Let's continue. We'll look at the oil ETF USO first. This chart shows the weekly price of USO since March of 2023. I have labeled the military conflicts during this time period, as well as tariff announcements in March and April of 2025. One is the day when Hamas attacked the civilians in Israel. Two is when the U.S. bombed the Houthis in Yemen. 3 is when the U.S. bombed the Iran nuclear facilities. 4 is the U.S. airstrike on Syria targeting ISIS and al-Qaeda-linked militants. 5 is the period when sweeping tariffs increases in the U.S. were announced. Looking at this chart, I came to the following conclusions. First of all, USO did not go up after military conflicts. Maximum price of USO since 2023 has been about 84.5, which is only 3% above the current level. One thing worthy of mention is that during these past military conflicts, the Strait of Hormuz was never completely blocked. As of today, the situation at the Strait of Hormuz is more volatile than any time in the last 3 years. Many oil tankers have been idling or turning back near the Strait of Hormuz. If the situation continues to be so tense, USO might just break above the historical resistance level of 84.5. Let's look at SPY, the ETF that mimics the movement of the S&P500. We can see that SPY was not much affected by military conflicts. The tariffs announced in March caused significant drop in SPY. Let's look at QQQ, which is the ETF that mimics the movements of the Nasdaq 100. We can see that QQQ was not much affected by military conflicts in the Middle East, but the tariffs announcements in March caused significant drop in QQQ. This is NVDA, which is the leading stock of the very hot AI sector recently. We can see that NVDA has been mostly flat or even down slightly immediately after military conflicts in the Middle East. Let's look at the gold ETF GLD. We can see that GLD has been going up in spite of the military conflicts, or some say it's because of the military conflicts. This is the silver ETF SLV. Just like gold, SLV has been going up in spite of the military conflicts or because of the conflicts. Finally, let's look at the defense stock RTX Raytheon. We can see that RTX has been going up because of the military conflicts. If you find this video to be helpful or interesting, please click the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. I'd like to remind you that I'm not a financial advisor. I share my stock trading strategies and analyses for educational and entertainment purposes only. If you want to buy or sell stocks, you should make your own decisions, and you should definitely consult with your financial advisors before you do so. This wraps up my video for now. I will chat with you again in the next few days. In the meanwhile, I'd like to wish you the very best of luck with your financial investments.